So the first things that you need to be able to do on Photoshop, and the first things that are more likely to trick you or trip you up as you're working, that's what I'm going to go over next. So I'm going to open a picture that I've got on my computer. So I'm going to go to File, Open, go to wherever the picture is saved, and I've got this one. So a city background is what my picture is called. I'm just going to open it, and there it is. Nice, basic drawing. And I'm going to go over things that you can do with it and things that you might catch you up that you need to know about before you start your work. Okay, so first things first is I might want to make this a little bit smaller. I might want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to try and grab it here. Oh, it's coming up with all these messages. It's coming up with all these errors. When you try and move something straight away on Photoshop, it's going to come up with a box. It's going to tell you don't do this, don't do that. Over here on the right hand side, you have got your tab layer. Okay, so this is where all of your layers are going to be on your document. They always start with this silly little lock on it. Double click the lock and it should go away. Double click it and it goes away, which means you can then move anything around freely. So I can now move this around without getting a weird error on it. But I've moved it out of the way by accident. That's fine. I need to undo that. So the undo button is Control Z and it goes back. If I'm painting and I accidentally paint all over my picture, I press Control Z. It undoes things. Doesn't matter what you do to your picture. If I accidentally rub a section of it out, Control Z. And I can make lots of different mistakes and I can keep pressing Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. You get the gist. If you ever do something wrong in Photoshop, quickly press Control Z and it will undo it. It can undo up to something like 25 mistakes. So if you're really clicking rapidly, you're going to outdo the computer. Next thing that you need to know about is when you're moving an object. Now, at the moment, I can't make this bigger or smaller. I don't know how to do it. It's strange. There's no boxes at the corners. You need to get those in first. Whenever you've moved a document on Google Docs or Google Slides, anything really, you'll have little boxes in each corner of your picture that show you how to make things bigger and smaller. You only do this once when you're using Photoshop because it usually saves. At the top of your toolbars up here, just underneath where it says Window, View, 3D and Filter, it should say Show Transform Controls. Click that, and now at the corner, the middle of my work, I've got these little boxes that I can shrink and make bigger. By default, on the new Photoshop, it always shrinks sort of to the corner diagonally so that the picture doesn't go out of shape. If you want to make it really thinner, you hold Control. So I'm holding Shift, sorry. Hold Shift and you can make it bigger this way. So Shift and click these and you can make it any size you want. If you're not holding Shift, it sticks to this sort of diagonal bigger and smaller. Hold Shift to make it any shape, let go of Shift to keep it nice and even. Now, one of the biggest questions I get asked in school is after someone's moved their picture and made it the right shape, they try and go to a new tool and sometimes it just won't work. Like they'll come up an error message because they've moved their picture in whatever shape you want to do it, and there are these two symbols at the top. Right in the middle, up here at the top, there's a circle with a line through it and a tick. If you're not happy with your picture, you press the circle with a line in it, and it goes back to how it was. If you're happy with it, you either press the tick or you press enter on your keyboard, and that says, I'm happy with my picture, that's done. If at any point you see the circle and the tick at the top of your page, it usually means you need to finish the action you're on. So you need to finish moving your picture before you can work on top of it. So press enter if you see that, or press the circle or line through if you want to stop it. These are the main things that will catch you out. Control Z to undo, get rid of the lock first thing you do, and when you're moving something, take note whether or not there is a tick and the circle with the line through it.